Here's a quick note to our academy parents who feel like maybe other academy kids are having more success. What can I do? If your kids are involved in a lot of other sports, make sure they're training once a week year round. That's key. You're going to get 670 matches worth of live and 60 hours of drill time if you just train with us once a week year round. And you can't tell me that once a week won't make a difference, because 670 matches worth of live wrestling, when you divide it up by the minutes, total minutes, and 60 hours of drill time, it's absolutely career changing. So make sure they're doing that. Secondly, you say, well, we're doing that, but we're just kind of falling behind. Understand that there are kids who kind of live here, right? Try to train 2-3 days a week with us, maybe even 4. Some of you may have to drive 45 minutes this way, 35 minutes that way. But if you can get on the mat 2 or 3 times a week, year round, that's huge. The competition camps, there's a massive discount. It's only like $55 a day or something. That includes meals, overnight stay, 5 showers, fun, everything that you can imagine, needing for overnight camp. So it's super affordable. And skip some tournaments. You go from, Boonville, Missouri to Kansas City and get a hotel. It's going to cost you $300 to do a tournament. And if it's a big tournament and there's great competition, you should go to that. But, to go from Boonville to the Fulton Open and wrestle the same 4 kids, skip that tournament and come to competition camp. We just had 177 kids from as far away as Alaska and Canada this weekend. Arizona, New York City, literally like 23 different states. They came here from everywhere to our gym for competition camp. You need to hit 5 of those a year. And if you can't hit 5, then hit 4. You have got to take advantage of these opportunities, because there's kids here. Caleb Dyer was here, right? Chance Cole never missed anything. He was here all summer training too. You're just not doing all that we offer. And a lot of the extra training stuff doesn't cost anything. The competition camps are like $55 a day. So, and I'm paid coaches. We're buying their meals. So, it's not a break-even point for me, but it's not like a big money maker. We want you academy guys and girls to be involved. So get into academy a bunch and don't miss. Do competition camps. Hit 5 of those. We offer 10 a year, August through May. Hit 5 of those no matter what. And make sure your kids are lifting weights. If you follow the MMA stars and so forth, their strength and conditioning is a big part of what they do. It's all changed over the past decade. Just this sheer athleticism development is key. Your kids cannot have 17-18% body fat and compete in wrestling. Not sure if they're just a little kid, right? We've got a guy that's coming to mind right now. Dad's 6'4". This kid, he has a little bit of baby fat, but he might be a NFL football player one day. So I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about, my son or daughter's in high school. They got to get into a weight class, okay? And if they have 5 pounds to lose, they need to lose that 5 pounds, and they need to have their body fat slimmed down. And maybe it's the whole family does it. Maybe you just take, I did this when my wife, when we had kids, they got to be 2, 3, 4 years old. Where's the snacks? I threw it in the trash. They're not buying the school lunch either. I made them pack their lunch until they were in high school. And, there just wasn't ice cream in the house. We don't have it. All right. Besides some Whole Foods potato chips, organic, whatever my wife buys, there's none of that. Still not. So maybe the whole family says, hey, okay, Dad's going to lift weights with you, Caitlin and Jason. We have dumbbells and we have 1 barbell, and we're going to do walking lunges, and we're going to do these 6 or 7 exercises. and you know you're 10 and you're 13 and dad needs to spend time with you anyway, so 35 minutes on Monday and Thursday we're going to lift weights. We're going to get some music going and we're going to lift weights, and we're going to throw this junk food out of the house. We're all going to slim down, you know. And you know, with my kids, like, you know, we go to the grocery store and they wanted to get a candy bar, get it, right? But there's not 7 of them a day. So make sure that they are athletic and they're not carrying around dead fat. That's not going to help them. Make sure that they are getting strong. And you could probably use a little workout yourself. So it's good father-son time. I did it with my son when he was 10 years old, dumbbells, right? And we did it in my basement. And competition camp hit 5 of those. I'd hit 10, but at least hit 5. Academy, don't take 8 months a year off. And you say, well, we have to. Well, you're probably not watching this because you're probably like, other kids are doing more than my kid, and that's to be expected because we're not really doing this hardcore, which is okay. Some people don't want to do it all year round right now, you know, and that's cool. I don't care either way. I'm just saying, if you feel like other academy kids are doing better, this is probably the reasons why. You know, live around, get involved in all of this stuff, and get the weights going too. And you know, those 4 or 5 things could be absolutely career changing. And last thing I would say is, if you check our if you study sports psychology 2 hours a week, you can just look at our YouTube channel on confidence. I mean, there's like famous jiu-jitsu athletes and wrestlers, and you know, Hayden Hidley from NC State was like, oh, I love your videos. Wrestling Mindset just called, and I did a 1-hour interview with them yesterday, and they're like, oh man, your videos are very good, Nick, you know, so that's a good place to start. Our book on there's a few chapters on confidence, right? And I'm not trying to sell anybody. I make like $1.75 a book. I could care less. But it is very good. We had 2 kids get their senior pictures taken with the book because it changed their life. And you know, there's a guy from Bolivar, Missouri. He carries it everywhere he goes. You as a mom and dad have to make sure that you know how to coach your kids mentally before a match, and mostly it's just not screwing them up on accident and scaring them. Years ago we had a kid, he was a 4-time state champ in high school from Seneca, and he was a Tulsa national champ twice. He was hanging out with me and Tony in the hotel room, trying to keep him away from his dad, who was our friend. And his dad like opens the door because we had it like blocked. He's like, hey, what's up? Is Colby around? And Tony's like, yeah, Colby's right in here. And he's like, oh, okay, I just kind of came to see what's going on. And my brother was joking with him. He's like, did you come in here to screw up his mind and mess with his confidence before Tulsa Nationals so he goes out there and lays an egg and gets his ass kicked? And the dad goes, no, I'll be going now. Tony's like, he's going to be fine. And he won Tulsa Nationals. He won like 8-1 in the finals or something, if I remember correctly. But, you know, we're trying to keep dad away because dad was so scared about his kid losing that he would screw up his kid head. Are you sure you're ready? Are you sure you're ready? Now be careful. Their single leg is good. Did you see his biceps? This kid's biceps are really good. He is a formidable savage. You should be very scared of him. I mean, we're like, dude, why don't you just say, hey, get out there and win. And fucking walk away. That's what you do. Right? We don't need to scare the hell out of our kids. So make sure that you're studying the sports psychology side of wrestling. Our playlists on our YouTube channel are great. My little book that it was based on like an audio series I put together that I just don't have anymore. Juliet Shear took those, transcribed those, spiced them up, made them sound legible. and she comprised an awesome book for us. So it's called The Purler Way. You should get that too. And then other sports psychology books. So make sure that, you know, that's a piece of the puzzle that's helpful. So this is my advice. You should follow it. And if you feel like your kids are falling behind, that's why. And we do have 480 kids training with us right now. So our academy numbers are at an all-time high, almost by 100. We had 417 before COVID, so we're like 63 kids ahead of where we ever were before. Actually, more like about 70. So, anyway, this is not a plea for customers, because I mean we're doing good. But if you feel like other people are doing better, that's because, I mean, the Blattner boys train 2-3 days a week with us year round. They haven't missed a practice in 7 years. Brock Woodcock didn't miss a practice in 7, 8, 9 years. And he came 2-3 times a week, came to camps. So dive in, do it all, and follow these other pieces of advice, and you're going to have the same success these other kids are having. Guaranteed.